There's one thing I've learned after 35 years of girls' nights. It's all about the snacks. Skip the fancy stuff. Let's make these giant Ooey Gooey make ahead chocolate chip cookies. Best thing about them, they are huge, because you know when it comes to cookies, I don't like to share. There are 3 things that make these great. Number 1, use good butter. It's half the flavor, so don't skimp. Number 2, patience. Make them ahead, let them sit in the fridge so to hydrate the dough, and then you just bake them when you want them. Fantastic. And number 3, measure. They are mostly chocolate and lower in sugar, which is why they're nice and thick. So when I say weigh, I mean it. Use your scale when it comes to baking. What's for the next course? Giant Ooey Gooey make ahead chocolate chip cookies. Let's cook it. Read your freaking recipe and get out all your stuff measured. Weigh your sugar, 100 grams of white sugar, followed by 115 grams of good butter, and then another 115 grams of your brown sugar. So now both your white and your brown sugars are in. Then we're gonna add in the baking soda, baking powder, cinnamon, and nutmeg. Yum. Salt. Bit of salt and vanilla. These chocolate chip cookies are based on the ones from the famous bakery in New York, the Levain chocolate chip cookies. Cream those ingredients together. So we're gonna do this for about 8 minutes. Feel free to dance and or parade around the kitchen while you wait the 8 minutes. At about halfway through, you're gonna stop and you're gonna wanna scrape down the bowl and then go back in for another 4 minutes. I'm doing this on medium speed. So it's fluffy and we can feel that the granules of sugar are almost fully dissolved, which is what you want. See how fluffy and pale? It's much paler in color. It takes a full 8 minutes. Now we're gonna crack the eggs into separate balls, and that way we can add them one at a time. You need to wait between each addition and make sure it's fully incorporated in there before adding the next one. Let that mix for a couple of minutes. Then you're going to need to scrape down the sides of the bowl one more time before you add the dry ingredients. We're adding 275 grams of plain all-purpose flour into that. And then here's a little trick that I like to do is to take a tea towel and wrap it around the outside of the mixer whenever I'm starting dry ingredients, which keeps them from flying up into my face, and always a good look with the glasses on. So we'll mix that till that is just incorporated in there. We don't want to overmix this bit. Once you've added your flour, if you overmix it, the gluten will get overdeveloped and the cookies will be tough. So we'll scrape that off the paddle one more time, and then we're gonna add in our chopped pecans or chopped walnuts. Oh, and then here comes the best part. It's the chocolate. Oh yes. We've got 2.5 cups of chocolate chips here. I used a mix of dark and milk chocolate, but you can use whatever chocolate chips you like. And oh, there's no such thing as too much chocolate. This dough makes about 8 cookies. That's about 170 grams, 165, 170 grams each. And they are huge and they cost about $4.50 each to make. So they're not cheap. That's just ingredients. No labor, but they are worth it. We're gonna roll them out into balls, and then you can either pop them in the fridge or the freezer. These are 170 grams each. Use your scale again, people, because that way you know it's gonna work out. And I like to roll them and then place them onto plastic wrap or saran wrap or into a Ziploc bag or a Tupperware container. And then you can either freeze them and thaw them back out again and bake them, or you can refrigerate them for a couple of hours overnight to hydrate the dough and then bake them when you're ready. They can stay in the fridge for up to a week. All right, let's pretend you didn't see that. Now, these things are amazing because you can make them ahead. So they're perfect for a girls' night, for a picnic, or just for having in the fridge anytime you want to do a quick dessert, and you can bake them one at a time. So you're not, stuck to having a whole plate of cookies on hand, which is always handy when you're like me, postmenopausal, and you don't necessarily want to have that much chocolate on hand. All right, pop them in the fridge and let them stay in there overnight, and then they're ready to bake. For baking, I like to put a little bit of beautiful flaky sea salt on top. This is totally optional, but it's delicious. Pop these in the oven at 180 degrees Celsius for 20 minutes. And then you want to do another chef's trick, which is to check the temperature when they come out. So here they've been in 20 minutes. We're going to check. We want the temperature to be 80 degrees Celsius about. And these are, I believe, around 79 at the moment. So they're good. Don't want to get them too done or they won't be this ooey gooey center like you're seeing here. Look at that. Oh, all mine. Your turn.